When you're ready to make a dress purchase, you get online and you start scrolling through, and there are so many beautiful dresses, right? That's what happened when Tay and I were looking at all of the dresses at different websites, and they're so beautiful and colorful and lots of gorgeous patterns. And of course, the models make every dress look fantastic. And so then we think like, okay, I guess I will look like that too in every dress, but not every dress is designed for your body shape. These are just a few things, like general things, just to kind of keep in mind as you're scrolling, because I have made these mistakes myself. I sometimes continue to make these mistakes myself. So these are good reminders for me too, because I'm definitely building up my dress wardrobe this season as well. So the first thing is necklines. So that's really important. The neckline is important because obviously it's closest to your face, and the neckline is going to either highlight your shoulders or make them look, droopy or whatever it might be, or, your bust is there too. So you want this part to look flattering. So choosing the right neckline is important. And one of the things that I kind of pointed out immediately when we were browsing through the website is kind of the underarm cut. Now, I wore this dress on purpose to show you that it's kind of some of these cuts, which I really love this particular cut on me because I feel like it makes my shoulders look wide. And if your shoulders look wide, your waist looks smaller. And so I like this cut a lot, but the only thing you have to watch out for is kind of how deep it goes. Sometimes it goes too deep, and then you've got this kind of flab. I don't know what this part is called, but this kind of little bit of meat or even muscle or fat, I don't know, whatever. It's like kind of flapping over these wings, as one of my clients called it. They're kind of showing. And so it's important not to have anything too tight, because in fact, I wore a dress the other day on a video and I really loved the dress. And actually, it wasn't until the video I was like, uh-oh, this is what I say not to do. But basically, it goes down lower. And sometimes if it's a little bit too tight, I just needed to have loosened the back, and then the dress will still work. But anyway, look out for that cut here. And there are cuts that go deeper underneath the armpit, and so it's nice and clean. And I will show you a few examples here how nicely this cut is right underneath the arm, so it's not kind of showing. But again, if you like this particular kind of shape of your tops, you have to really love the dress and be okay with this. Just be kind of conscientious of it. Okay, the next thing you want to look out for, because these dresses look so cute online, but then you get them and you try them on and they make you feel like a balloon or something. So are these kind of tiered, what are these called? Like tier ruffles? See how these kind of go in tiers? Now I know these are kind of like stripes, but they have this. This is like kind of the peasant look, but then with these tiers. Watch out for those, even when they're at the bottom, because they do whatever. I'm not a seamstress and I don't design clothing anymore, so I don't remember the exact terms. However, they do kind of create this little balloon-like shape. I put on this dress and I was like, okay, I just gained 25 pounds. And so you want to watch out for that. Also, if you pick out kind of a budget dress, which is very common. I get some budget dresses too for spring, summer. I have some of my nicer, finer dresses that I wear to nice, elegant occasions, or even for fall when the weather cools down. But for summer, I do kind of go with like a little cute budget dresses. And what you have to watch out for with this kind of ruffle thing is that sometimes the seam, they do it really sloppy. So yeah, if you can avoid that, it really does kind of poof out. I swear, go in your closet. If you have one of these, you'll know what I mean. Even skirts, watch out for this kind of tiered ruffle thing. It is not your friend unless you're super thin, super skinny, and you actually want to add a little bit of volume, which some of my clients do. But again, it's not as flattering, so avoid that. The next thing, and this is also in a sense obvious, but you really want to be conscientious of it, that it's not your body that's wrong. It's sometimes just the dress that's wrong. It's not made for you. All of us have different lengths of torsos. Some of us have shorter lengths, some of us have longer lengths. When designers are making dresses, they place the waistline at different points of the dress, right? Because they're designing thinking of different styles or different body types. So you have to watch out where the waist is going to hit you. Now, sometimes it could hit you at the empire, which is great for ladies that are a little bit bigger in the middle. However, and I know you're probably thinking, yeah, but those dresses make me look pregnant. So what you want, if it's too high on the empire, or if it's high on the empire, you want kind of a ruching here. And I'm gonna give a great example of a dress that I found at Nordstrom that is super flattering. It brings you in at the waist, and then it has like kind of this ruching here. So any kind of bumps and lumps underneath, they're hidden with this extra kind of fabric up in the front. So basically the tip is watch out for where the waist hits you. You want it to hit you at the most flattering part of your waist. Again, if you don't have a waist, opt for an empire waist. If you do have a waist, opt for a waistline at your natural waist. And if you feel kind of like the pooch is showing a little bit, like sometimes that does that with this dress. Like you could wear Spanx underneath, or also just get where it hits at the smallest part of your waist and then it has like that extra ruching. That is great. Also, wrap style dresses are wonderful because they kind of have that extra ruching right there, and usually kind of disguises the tummy nicely. Along the same lines is you also want to choose the right length dress. So when I was working with my client, we were scrolling through all the images, we were thinking, okay, is that too short? Is that too long? Maxis are beautiful and are fun for every single, you could be petite, you can be tall, they're great. However, like midi skirts or even mini skirts, you want it to hit you at the smallest part of your leg. So for a midi skirt, you don't want it to hit at the widest part of your calf. You want to go either above or below. And then with short skirts or short dresses, you want to make sure also it hits you kind of right below the widest part of your thigh or above it. Well, probably not above it, but below it, just so that it kind of disguises everything nicely. And again, it highlights the smallest part of your leg. And yes, you do have a small part of your leg. Again, we're scrolling, so many beautiful colors, so many beautiful patterns. We're like, ooh, this is tempting to just like add a bunch of things in our cart. But before you go, look at the fabric because you want to maybe zoom in closely to the fabric. Sometimes the fabrics are just icky. You have nice polyesters, you have, less like kind of cheapy polyesters that will even scratch and almost will feel like you've got saran wrap on your body when you're outside because they just trap all the heat, and especially if it's like super hot outside, it's probably not the most breathable fabric. But again, there are some nicer quality polyesters. Just zoom in and you can probably tell if it's a nicer fabric or not such a nice fabric. However, what I would recommend, jersey is great for summer dresses. In fact, it's just kind of like this slinky kind of fabric. And it's just nice. It's cool. This maxi dress is very long, so what I like to do is I like to belt it and then kind of bellow it out. If you're petite and you like to wear maxi dresses, or you feel like I have to hem all my maxi dresses, just stick a belt on there and hem it, and it'll hem for you because it kind of brings it up a couple of inches. So jersey is great, cotton is wonderful. I'm super into linen. You've probably, if you're following me here on Instagram, you've probably heard me talk about linen because it is on trend right now, so you can get it more easily. There's wrinkle-free kind of linen, but it just looks really good. It's got that kind of earthy vibe that's really trendy right now. And for me, it really speaks to my style anyway, so I'm going with linen this summer. Now, one of the things that my client pointed out that she really likes to do is when she's scrolling online, she really likes to look at the plus size models and how they look in a dress or a garment. The only thing with that is, if you've been following me for a while, you know that it's not about your size, it's all about your shape. So if the model has your body shape, wonderful, but sometimes the models, plus size models, might have an hourglass shape, or they might have a rectangle body shape. So again, just know that just because she's plus size doesn't mean that she's your body shape. So just kind of look out for that. Again, overall, I think a fit and flare dress is flattering for every body shape. However, I have more tips on how to dress for your body type and body shape down below. You can download the body shape calculator and the guide, and you can figure out kind of your body shape and what silhouettes look best on you. And then when it comes to color, if you're not wearing makeup and you put on the dress, does it brighten you up? If it does, you know it's the right color. If you're wearing it and it kind of dulls you out and you're not wearing makeup and it dulls you out, it's not the right color. So You have every color of the rainbow to choose during the summer and spring months in dresses, so just have fun with it. Dresses are wonderful because they're feminine, but also they're comfy, they're easy. It's like a one-stop shop with dresses, and you could just throw on a belt, earrings, and you're done. So I hope this video inspired you. I'd love to hear in the comments below if you have any questions on dresses. I think it's wonderful. Just go on to either Amazon or to Nordstrom, scroll around, look at all of the beautiful necklines. I will link a few dresses that I thought were really nice down below. I think they're very flattering for every body type and shape. You can try those out. But yeah, have fun with style, my lady, and take advantage of some of those resources down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next Out of Style Minute.